I didn't wake up one morning and decide to ruin my life. I only wanted the pain to stop. My name is not important anymore. What matters is what I became, and how easily it happened. I grew up as the strong one, the girl who endured, who didn't complain, who smiled even when something inside her was breaking. People praised me for it. They didn't know that strength, when it has nowhere to rest, turns into something dangerous. My first drink wasn't rebellion. It was relief. I was in my early 20s, tired in a way sleep could not fix. Tired of expectations. Tired of being the dependable daughter. Tired of pretending I wasn't lonely in rooms full of people. Someone handed me a bottle and said, "Just relax." I drank, and for the first time in years, my mind went quiet. That silence felt like mercy. I chased it. At first it was controlled, only weekends, only socially. I told myself I was different from those people. I still went to work, I still dressed well, I still answered my mother's calls with a cheerful voice. Addiction doesn't announce itself with chaos. It sneaks in wearing routine. Then life happened. A relationship that broke me quietly. Promises that dissolved without apology. A loss I never healed from because I was taught that crying too much meant weakness. Every time something hurt, I reached for something to numb it. Alcohol became pills. Pills became stronger pills. Stronger pills became whatever I could find. I stopped drinking to feel good. I drank to feel normal. My days became calculations. How much do I have left? Who can I avoid so they don't notice my shaking hands? How do I look fine when my body is screaming? I became an expert liar, especially to myself. I'll stop next month. I just need this week. I'm still in control. Control was the first thing I lost. I remember the first time my mother looked at me and didn't recognize who I was. She didn't shout. That would have been easier. She just asked, very softly, "Are you okay?" I laughed. I told her she was worrying too much. That night, I locked myself in the bathroom and cried until my chest hurt, then swallowed something to make the crying stop. Addiction is cruel because it convinces you that the thing destroying you is the only thing keeping you alive. Friends drifted away one by one. Some tried to help. I pushed them out. Others judged from a distance. I pretended not to care. Inside, I felt abandoned, but I had already built walls so high I couldn't even see over them myself. There were moments of clarity that terrified me. Seeing my reflection and not liking who was staring back. Missing work because I couldn't stand without vomiting. Waking up with bruises I couldn't explain. Each time, I promised change. Each time, the fear faded and the craving returned. Rock bottom isn't always dramatic. Mine was quiet. I was sitting alone on my bed, surrounded by empty wrappers and silence, when it hit me. If I died there, it would take days before anyone noticed. Not because I wasn't loved, but because I had disappeared so gradually that people had learned not to look for me anymore. That realization broke something open. I wish I could tell you recovery was instant. It wasn't. Wanting to stop and being able to stop are two different battles. I relapsed, more than once. Each time, the shame grew heavier. Each time, the voice in my head said, "See, you can't change." But somewhere inside the mess, a stubborn part of me refused to die. I asked for help with a trembling voice. I hated myself for needing it. I hated myself more for waiting so long. Rehab wasn't a miracle. It was work, ugly work, facing memories I had buried, learning how to sit with pain without poisoning myself to escape it, apologizing to people who didn't owe me forgiveness. Some days, I still fight the urge. Addiction doesn't disappear. It sleeps. And I have learned never to wake it. This is not a redemption story wrapped in a bow. I lost years. I lost opportunities. I lost versions of myself I will never get back. There are relationships that remain strained, and trust that will always need rebuilding. But I am here, and that matters. If you are listening to this and you are drowning quietly, please hear me. Addiction is not a moral failure. It is not weakness. It is pain that found the wrong medicine. And you do not have to hit rock bottom before you ask for help. Rock bottom is not a requirement. It's a warning. I tell my story not because I am proud of it, but because silence nearly killed me. If my voice reaches one person who is still pretending they are fine, then surviving was not pointless. I didn't ruin my life on purpose. I just didn't know how to save it until I finally asked someone to help me breathe again.